what would happen or what's going on when you lose weight, gain it back, lose weight, gain it back, lose weight, gain it back. What do you think is going on when that happens? Okay. This is number 7 of 8. And I don't have numbers to show you, so I'm going to need you to follow me very closely to this. Okay. But I'm going to open up and just kind of give you an example using a story. Okay. Woman turns 18. She's ready to take on the world. Body looks amazing. Few years goes by. She's in her first serious relationship. She's pregnant. She gains weight. The weight comes off. She works hard at it, loses the weight. Few years goes by, has another baby. So you have the moments of having babies and gaining weight. And some people are able to get the weight off, and some people are still working on getting the weight off after 20, 30 years. But my point here is that every time you gain weight and then you lose that weight, there is a shift in body composition. So the body, when you step on a scale, there's 2, let's say, groups of weight, right? So when you step on a scale, let's say that you weigh 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, whatever the weight is. Half of that weight is going to be water. And with the water, there's also going to be bone, there's going to be muscle, there's going to be organs, right? There's going to be hair, there's going to be nails. So you have all of that weight on the right or the left. And then on the other side, you have fat weight. Okay, so fat is by itself. And if it's not fat, then it goes into this area we're going to call mass. So you have mass weight, and then you have fat weight. On the mass side, you have lean muscle tissue, right? And you have bone, you have water, blood, etc., right? But that muscle on a cellular level is extremely active. So it requires more energy. So it burns more calories than any other cell in your body. And this thing called the basal metabolic rate is a big part of our metabolism, is where because you're alive, you're burning calories. We're always burning calories. Everybody's burning calories. And everyone burns calories at a different rate. This is very important to get this. Okay. Now, as time goes on and you mature in life, that metabolic rate, that basal metabolic rate, it starts to go move slower, just with age. Not overnight, but just with age. Now, there are things that you can do to keep it, like exercise, stay lean, etc. Okay, but that's just the reality. So in the story, that woman I was talking about, her name, we're going to call her Tracy, because I don't want to embarrass anybody. It's a real life story. So Tracy hears about Diet for Your Life. She hears about me. She had heard of an event. She went to it, met me, and then she followed up and came to my office. So when she comes to the office, she steps on the scale. And on the scale, she's 200 pounds. And she's like, Robert, I want to get this weight off and I want to do your program. So after I did her body composition, and all that means I had her step on our Tanita scale. It's an advanced Tanita. And we were able to look at her weight, 200 pounds. And then we took the fat weight and put it over on this side. And all the other weight was on that side. And when we were done talking, she says, you know what, Robert, I'm not going to do your program right now. I just want to get the weight off. I don't want to think. I'm going to go. And she did Jenny Craig. And I'm not throwing Jenny Craig under the bus. This is a real life story. She did Jenny Craig. So I didn't see her for about 3 months. And she comes to the office. Didn't have an appointment. She walks in the door and I go, hey, wow, you look great. She had obviously lost some weight. So I go, you know what? What brought you in? And let's do your numbers because we did them before. She says, well, I'm ready for a lifestyle. I'm ready for a lifestyle, Robert. I said, okay. So we did her numbers. And she had dropped 18 pounds. Okay. So she went from 200 to 182 pounds. But her body fat percentage was higher at a lower weight. And so I looked at the calculations, and of the 18 pounds that she lost, 17 of those 18 pounds came from the lean mass water, bone, muscle side. She only lost 1 pound of pure fat. So what does that mean? Well, when you lose muscle, as I mentioned in the very beginning, you're losing something that burns more calories than any other cell in your body. So she slowed her metabolism. So she's now leaner on the scale, 182 pounds, but she's burning slower. So I end up working with her for a little bit, but then, life got in the way. She's very busy, whatever, right? She kept putting it off, and I didn't see her for a while. Now, over 20 years has gone by since that moment. And I know that she had gained her weight back. And I know that she had lost it again. She had gained it back. And I know she had lost it again. I don't know how many times, but this is what we do know. When she gained all the weight back and she was back at 200 pounds, her basal metabolic rate was slower. It was reduced. Her body fat was higher. So let's say her body fat was 40% when I first met her at 200 pounds. She loses the weight, then she gains it all the way back. She's back at 200 pounds, and now her body fat percentage is 41%. She loses the weight again. Years go by, she gains it back. Now at 200 pounds, her body fat percentage is 42%. Every time she cycles that yo-yo, she's losing primarily muscle, bone, and water. And when you lose muscle, there's a lot of negatives that go with that. She basically destroyed her metabolism. Now, the good news is that we can get it back, but it takes some work. And you got to be looking at the right things to do the work, right? Because when you do that kind of damage, it's not good. So, for instance, I had 3 women. This was about 3 years ago. They were going to do keto, and they were local in Ventura, California, or somewhere in the area. And so I invited them to come to the office, and I said that I would help them do keto, but I want them to do scientific keto. And they were all about it. The youngest one was in her early 40s. The other 2 were in their 50s, mid 50s, later 50s. And that's important. So they're doing keto, and all I asked was, I will help you, but I want to track your body composition. I want to track your body fat percentage. So they all lost weight, and we did this over about a 90-day period. They all lost weight, but the majority of the weight loss was coming from muscle, bone, and water. So all of them damaged their metabolism. The youngest one in the early 40s, she lost more weight, and the ratio between fat and mass was better with her, but it was still around 50%. So for every 10 pounds she lost, 5 was fat weight, and then she gave up muscle, bone, and water. The other 2, it was like 70% muscle, bone, I think 70 to 80%. The bulk of their weight loss was bone, muscle, and water. So on the scale, if you're not looking at body composition, then you're just happy to see the number on the scale get better. And that's not a good thing, because it sets you up for major problems. So one of the reasons why we have a program for women over the age of 40 is that we do that with any client, but we specifically are looking at how many times have you dieted in your life? And we need to tackle that seriously. And as we tackle it, then we're going to tackle it in a way that we can turn things around. Because the yo-yo, you guys, is not a good thing. And when you're 55, 65, you're hitting 75 years old. And if you don't do it right at that weight or that age, then that's it. That's it. It's like when you go to the mall and you see that lady in the scooter. She's like getting around the scooter. Now, I don't know why every person's getting around the scooter, but trust me, when you're not using your lean muscle and you are being challenged with your weight, it's not necessarily your fault. The years of damage that takes place as it pertains to your basal metabolic rate can make weight loss almost impossible. And then you bring in insulin resistance, which makes it even more challenging. And you got the psychology of weight loss because you feel like a loser. You feel like you can't lose the weight. What is my problem? And things just get worse and worse and worse. As I was talking to people with fatty liver, if you have fatty liver and you're putting that off, you obviously don't know what the potential ending is going to be. Because if you did, you would not put that off. You would be attacking it. And you would get the right resources to help you win. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for like more failure. Okay, the liver's is going to get fattier. Insulin is going to like block everything more and more. I mean, it's just not going to be good. Now, this is making sense to you. If you need me to explain this again in a different way, I mean, I'll do another one of these in one of the webinars where I'm going to show you like real people, real data, so you can see based on their body composition what is taking place as far as the weight loss. How much of it is fat? How much of it is mass? How does that interfere with the potential of gaining all the weight back or making it difficult for you to lose the weight? Okay, so anyway, and that's why we have body composition. So Dave, my man, what's up? So the goal is to get rid of excess body fat, get the fat off the liver, get the fat off the body, get the fat out of those visceral areas, and to get healthier and leaner. And you're on the right path, my man. You're doing everything right because we're not just looking at the weight on the scale. We're looking at your body composition. If you understood body composition, the scale weight would never bother you. And I'm going to give you an example. Okay, I'm almost done. If you could ever spend time with a person who competes in fitness shows, figure shows like bodybuilders, they don't care about what they weigh on the scale. And these women are wearing size 0, 2s. They are lean. They don't care what the scale says. It means nothing to them. Talk to one. Now, before they get in the zone and start making up that momentum, a lot of them have some challenges, like, you know, their challenge. And getting in those kind of competitions isn't always good on the body. But when they are in the zone and they're improving their body composition, they don't care about the weight on the scale. They are looking closely at their body composition. They want to know, did I gain lean mass? Did I get more muscle? Did I drop more body fat? Because that's what's going to give the perception of this healthy, lean, fit body, right? Because we all have muscle. It's just a matter of dropping the body fat so that the muscle shows up and shows out, if you will. And everybody's different. Everybody. There is no one can approach, no cookie cutter approach for everybody. And I've done this on a huge level with an infomercial. And the vast majority of people had great success, but not every person. And that's why, you know, people would call us and they would have that problem. I would end up coaching many of them. And then I started training coaches to train many of these people. And now we're at a place now where we can customize everything by getting you to work specifically with the coach. Okay. So I hope that made sense. I mean, arguably, I would say if you don't want to fall prey to the scale, better understand body composition. Focus more on your body fat percentage. Think about all the people who are getting smaller. They feel better, but they get on the scale and it doesn't give you back the feedback, right? It doesn't affirm that you're doing well because maybe the weight on the scale didn't move. Maybe it went up a half a pound or a pound. Maybe it only dropped a pound. I don't know. But if we look closely at the body fat percentage and we see that improving, boom, now we got it, people. Now we got it. All right. I'm Robert Ferguson. I am America's Fat Loss Coach, nutritionist, author, creator of the Diet Free Life methodology, and someone who cares. And that's sharing this information. So there's one more. And I'm talking about number 8. And then we got it all done. And if you get a chance, if you haven't had the time to watch all of them, go back and watch them all, because there are little nuggets in each and every one of the messages that I've shared on getting past the scale and not letting it mentally keep you in jail. All right. Okay, Ruth, we got this, baby. We got this. What's up, Michelle? Okay. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Do me a favor, like, if you're on the YouTube page, make sure you subscribe so you get notifications when we do go live. And then, comment. Let me know what you would like me to cover. Share with me. Okay. And share this with other people. Okay. Hit that bell. Like. Let's go. Okay. All right, you guys. Until the next one.